Hey, there you are. Welcome. I had a quick story I wanted to share with you today. Close enough. Okay, I found something I need to show you. This is my bass I had in high school, and then also when I went to music school, and I haven't really looked at this thing in a long time. Wow. Brings back some memories. Oh my gosh. This is an active bass. It's got Bartolini pickups. I put low gauge strings on it. I put fresh 9-volt batteries in it. I put in a lot of time playing this bass. Let me give you a quick story. So it was 2010. I had recently graduated high school. I knew I wanted to be a professional bass player. I didn't know how. I practiced all the time. I went and saw Victor Wooten anytime he came to Atlanta. In fact, look, here's the signature. I actually played his Amazing Grace at my high school talent show. And I just knew I wanted to be a bass player. I knew I wanted that to be my life. I didn't know how. I went to music school. That's actually where I met some really great friends of mine. Rhett Scholl, Chad Collins, also my friend Robbie. Some people that I'm still close friends with to today I met at music school. And I learned a lot there. And I wanted to tell you about maybe the best lesson that I got from music school. So for context, at the time, I just wanted to solo. I wanted to play bass in bands so that I would have chances to play bass solos. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not what this video is about. In music school, we had performance classes. And the first quarter, we had Jazz 1. So in Jazz 1, we had to play some basic jazz and blues songs with our peers in front of the whole school, or everyone in our level. And we'd have to go on stage and play the song together, and everyone would get a solo, and then you get graded on it. So we had a C minor blues. It was just a blues progression, but it was minor. I practiced a lot, and I prepared something that I thought would be a hit. With this bass, I basically mapped out, oh my gosh, these strings are rusty. I might have to plug this thing in and play it. But I prepared this solo, C minor blues, and I was tapping, right? I wrote this thing where I was playing all up and down the neck, playing different intricate tapping chord tones over the blues changes. So I went, and it was my time to take the solo. I did this thing. What I was hoping for, and what I got from some of my peers in the class, was excitement and applause and like, oh, that's so cool. And I lived for that. I loved that kind of feeling. I wanted to impress people when I played bass. But my teacher didn't have that response. He was kind of quiet. And I had a private lesson with that teacher later, and I asked him, what'd you think of my solo? And he got quiet, and then he said something that stuck with me. Maybe the best sentence that I got from music school was, never play something because you can. He went on to say, we're playing C minor blues, and then you come in with this tapping solo. It's almost like we're having a conversation. People are having a conversation, and then all of a sudden I just walk up to the conversation and just start yelling about something totally different. He was teaching me that context matters, and also that you shouldn't play something just because you can, aka you shouldn't be trying to impress people with your playing. You should be expressing yourself musically, not just trying to impress. And that sentence was a big shift for me. I'm grateful to that teacher. And this isn't about not taking bass solos, okay? If you love to play solos, I still love Victor Wooten, right? That's not what this is about. I think the shift for me was shifting from wanting to play solos to wanting to play songs. I'll show you a bass that changed my life based off of this idea, right? So at the time I was playing this bass, I still love this bass. It's nostalgic to see again. I bought a bass from one of my peers at school, Robbie, who is way more mature musically than me in a lot of ways. He was then, and he probably still is now. I bought this jazz bass from him. And this bass, this was like my first pro bass, if you can call, if any bass is a pro bass. This is like a very high quality bass. It's a heavy bike. For a jazz bass, it's a pretty big neck. It's not fast. You can't shred on this bass. You can shred on that bass. You can't shred on this bass. And I started playing this bass. This bass, I like the way it sounds better, but it sounds good when you sit on the notes a little longer. And playing this bass sort of was a big ethos shift for me. And this bass sort of taught me the notes not to play. And I started playing songs. I started playing music for the song and not for the solo. And that's been a good thing for me. And again, this is not about not playing solos. You can play solos, but if you are going to solo, express something. What does the song mean? What do the lyrics of the original song mean? What is the sentiment of the song? And try and play something that's beautiful and expressive, not just impressive. And I think too, this comes from listening to music. Like, you need to understand the musical legacy and history to know what would be appropriate. You need to listen to the people in the band with you so that you're playing with them, but not just using them as a platform to show off or to impress or to try and outplay. I think this is just a much more fun and much more expressive and fulfilling way to play music. Don't play something just because you can. That was a big shift for me. That was a big lesson that I learned, and hopefully it's helpful to you. In light of that, I did want to share something else with you, and this is a shameless plug. I just released 2 mini courses about triads. Triads are the building blocks of music. One course is major, one course is minor. And I really worked hard on these courses. I really believe in these courses. They're short. You could take the whole thing in like an hour, and then you could take the resources in the course and keep working through them. And by the end of the process, you should be able to play all up and down the neck, major and minor, in every key. It's something that I believe in because I think that's an important part of music and growing as a musician. So if you want to grow and take that next step, I'm going to put a link in the description. It's on sale now. I would just be honored if you checked it out. If not, no worries. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of the channel. Thanks for, can't do this without you, and I'm grateful. So go play something honest today, something that's 100% you and 0% about your ego. That's my challenge for you today. I hope you find it helpful, and I'll see you on the next video.